Good morning, church. As we begin this new church year with the 4 weeks of Advent, we are asked to discern the significance of Christ in our lives in comparison to lives lived by the law of the marketplace. My father worked for a large company. There was the management section where he worked, and there was the warehouse section where the labourers worked. But when the management closed their ears to the cry for higher wages, the labourers decided to strike. My father spoke to management saying that he believed the labourers deserved a wage increase. Eventually, the labourers received a raise and the strike ended. Some weeks later, my father took his annual summer holiday. But the day before he was to return to work, a person from management came to our home and told my dad not to come to work. Management had terminated his employment. One labourer spoke out in my father's defence, but it did not change the company decision, and the labourers did not strike. My father went from a secure job with a steady income to being an unemployed man seeking a daily wage wherever he could find one. Our family life was changed forever, but that was of little concern to the company. The law of the marketplace is not the law of Christ. Let me read the verse from the responsorial psalm that is repeated throughout the psalm in the midst of the scripture readings for today. It's from Psalm 80. Lord, make us turn to you. Let us see your face, and we shall be saved. And it's repeated over and over. Lord, make us turn to you. Let us see your face, and we shall be saved. The season of Advent is not just 4 weeks preparation time leading up to Christmas, when Santa comes with toys for the children, and we make merry and have parties with our friends. The call to this 2021 Advent season asks us to look once more to Christ to see if His Spirit is our guiding force. The Gospel stories of the birth of Jesus are not feel-good emotional stories asking us to take them literally, but they're parable stories pointing to the significance of the birth of Jesus. He would lead his life guided by the Spirit of God and stand up to the power of the unjust Roman Empire when their actions ran roughshod over the lives of the common people. In these stories, the early church points to the Spirit of God at work in Jesus. And when the empire crushes his spirit in crucifixion, the resurrection points to God's affirming yes to his life, and God's call to us to follow in his footsteps with a life of peace and justice that will bring about God's kingdom. Prior to the pandemic of the coronavirus, the law of the marketplace guiding our lives may not have been so evident to us, but the thousands of deaths of primarily black and brown people have to give us pause. When the virus finally is abated, will we simply return to how things were before? Or will we look for the injustices that plague our society and do our part to right the wrongs? May God grant us a reflective and soul-searching Advent. God bless you.